Burwood Park are more than music. If Picasso was alive today, he'd envy us, because we are the definition of an artist. We bring music to life by painting a vivid and descriptive picture with words. Our song and storyline concepts go hand in hand to paint a portrait black market art dealers can't afford. There are no rappers doing it like us, period. Who are you? What are you doing with my son? Burwood Park was a play centre, a youth centre that local kids used to go to socialise until it got demolished. It held some sentimental value, so we decided to use the name so that Burwood Park lives on through our music. Vision, the producer, has been producing for over 11 years now. As for me, I've been an artist for around 6-7 years, but I've been writing for a lot longer. I started off by writing poetry because I found a fascination with the rhyming of words. I found it stimulated my mind and subconsciously helped me become a better speaker. As my fascination grew, I started writing a book called Black Britain, which depicts the rigours and temptations a young black male faces when trying to transcend. Black Britain is now finished and is currently shelved, awaiting its moment. But with that done, my mind sought other challenges, and screenwriting and music more or less came hand in hand. I've just finished writing my second feature film called Broken Valves. Flow Dirty seems now like a mere shadow of who we used to be 7 years ago. There were 4 of us in the group back then, until the powers that be signed one of our members. And his 15 minutes of fame and connections just didn't know no love. And Flow Dirty collapsed. When I was referring to the powers that be signing one of our members, I was actually referring to a certain music channel that was basically the main outlet for underground music 7 to 10 years ago. And ever since they signed one of our members, our music just started getting blocked. We had several videos ready to go out, but because their newly signed artist was a feature in most of them, it meant that it was never going to make their playlist or even make it through the submission process. We even tried letting a member of their broadcasting channel film several of our solo projects. But then the excuses came. They just had us on a runaround. Edit this, edit that. It's sad when someone can just hold your life in their hands like that and purposely prevent you from progressing in life. It's a fucked up situation, really. So I guess in a way, the conscious music we make now is in a way meant to inspire and motivate us. God knows we need it. I think the hardcore rap scene now is a load of shit. UK artists, all they seem to know how to rap about is drug dealing, money, and just gangster shit. I mean, nobody cares. Americans have been doing it for decades. And now a lot of UK artists are just jumping on the bandwagon and looking to do it for a few more decades. I hear about people dying on the streets every day. I hear news reports of people dying around the world. Why do I need to hear about it on the tunes? It just doesn't make no sense. The UK urban music scene as it is now is seemingly going in the right direction. Artists are starting to realise that this is the music business, and all businesses are founded to make a profit. It's a shame that this industry is 80% business and only 20% music. It's a shame a lot of people don't realise that, man. A lot of artists, they just can't grasp that fact. Let me break it down for you. You can be the realest thug on road, but your bills need to be paid. You ain't got to hustle, so you get a 9 to 5. Now, are you gonna turn up at your day job wearing a hoodie, skinny fit jeans and a pair of Jordans or you're going to turn up wearing a suit. Refine yourselves. You take a different approach because it's business. We try not to dwell on collaborating. You know, we're just focused on our music. But if we have to collaborate with anyone, Dana or Dana, I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but if you don't know who she is, just type in Morning Heartbreak and Shivdot. I would definitely do a collaboration with Shivdot. He's up and coming, but he's very talented. Fugees. Their music and sound was uplifted, and Lauren's voice, it's amazing. Grabbed me every time I heard it. And Wycliffe and Pras, their verses was just the cherry on the cake. So yeah, man, I would have loved to have worked with the Fugees if they were still around. We write everything from performance ideas to the script, storyline, storyboard, the beat, everything is in-house. It's just between me and Vision. The human mind is a powerful tool if you choose to apply it. We've learned from past experiences that you can't rely on nobody, but just the two of us, just me and Vision. It's kind of remarkable the way our minds just come together and we just feed ideas off each other. Whether it be script writing, finding concepts for our music, producing the beats, lyrics, we just go hard at it. Foundation is very important, and that's what we have. We have a great foundation.
I grew up hating and never knowing my dad. I've never seen a man. But one thing I grew up never knowing was his account of what took place. That's why I'm taking the first step in making sure that my son Jesse hears my version of why I have to leave him never knowing me.
Tales was never created to cause any controversy. That was a personal track to me. Those who decided to rip the video off of YouTube and use it as a backbone to create a debate criticizing parents in ethnic minorities and using them as a scapegoat as to the reason there are so many black youths running around with a lack of discipline, they had their own agendas for that. With that said, I was going through a torrid time, baby mother dramas. The relationship I was in at the time, a lot of bad things came to light with my son's mum, and I kicked out, I ended it. But I've always been there for my son. Since the day I cut his umbilical cord, I've always tried to do the right thing. Even now I'm still doing the right thing. But that hasn't stopped her from making constant threats, threatening to stop me from seeing my son. Fast forward several months later, when my son was born, that's when the shit hit the fan. And she'll blame the world before she ever accepts blame. But her threats didn't scare me. I grew up hating my dad for always being absent. He was never in my life. So her threats towards me, it made me realize one thing. Maybe, just maybe, that my dad was in the same situation as me when he was growing up, hence why he was absent in my life. But he died a few years ago and I never got to hear his version of the story.
In case you grow up thinking I left you alone, this is my side of the tale. So many worries.
Gospel is my word.
My videos had a lot of views on Worldstar and a lot of positive feedback came from it. Different, refreshing, and substance. So a few words I kept hearing the most. The video never got any backlash. Everybody loved it. See, what you've got to understand is men find it difficult to unveil their emotions and express their feelings. But a lot of guys, they praise me for shedding light on the situation that a lot of young men are in. And women, they weren't offended by it, they praised me.
I came to see my son.
And I done told you, you ain't seeing him no more.
You can find Tales on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play and all the other usual places. We've got quite a few projects in the pipeline, but the one we're currently focusing on is No Tear. And all I can tell you about that is grades don't determine success, but rather our drive to rise from failed opportunities. So accept no one's definition of your life. We've got 2 albums currently sitting on the shelf at the moment, so right now we're just trying to find a formula before we release them, a formula that works for us. Album is called Life, L-I-F-E, because the word life holds whatever meaning you choose to assign to it. And for us, life means living it fully every day. The reason we haven't released any of them yet is because we're still looking for our formula. You can interact with Burwood Park on Twitter at Burwood Park, Facebook or FB, whatever you want to call it, Burwood Park fan page, YouTube, Burwood Park TV, SoundCloud Burwood Park, and Instagram Burwood Park.